F.O.S. Media.
In the Bravo universe, there are two equally destructive forces: the housewives, who start it, and the producers, who make sure it finishes on camera. These are their stories.
Thank God for Ozempic because I need it, baby. You see this chin? All I do is keep eating. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Court. My name is Ace Fanning, host of the Sister Wives podcast. Love should be multiplied, not divided. And I am joined by the very beautiful, but problematic Ana Quincoces. It's former Real Housewife of Miami, but sometimes she gets her foot stuck in her mouth.
Okay.
It is what it is.
One day, my dream, but I don't really want you to do it immediately.
Okay.
Because then I don't want to be comfortable. I want you to keep me on my toes. But one day, like on my deathbed, like, the last episode we're doing, and I'm on my deathbed connected to tubes. Okay. I want you to just introduce me as Ana Quincoces, former Real Housewife, but perhaps the most influential housewife that has ever lived, and, that kind of thing. And then not say, but. No buts.
Okay.
Just all good.
Okay? Well, the problem is when I do talk good about you, people say they don't like that. And then if I talk mean about you, they don't like that. So there's no winning. Listen, guys, today is our first episode of Reality Court on our new network, F.O.S Media. Super excited about that. And we have a very, very special guest that we are adding to, the F.O.S family. And we're excited that he's here. We're excited that he's with us. Guys, I am so excited to let you know right now that we have a legend in the house, and I don't care how many other guys may come along with the same name trying to take his fucking thunder. It doesn't exist, guys. Yeah. Please welcome to Reality Court, Reza, Farahan. Reza, how are you?
What's up, you guys? Oh my God, I'm so excited to finally be in the house with you two. I've been waiting for this day for a minute.
We've been wanting to do this. We're so excited you're here.
Pumped to have you. And God, I feel like you're fucking everywhere right now. You've got your Memoirs of a Gay Shah coming out. You've got the Valley Persian Style. You've got Worst Cooks in America. Like, what are you not doing? Sleeping?
I'm not sleeping. I mean, if you need a house, I'll sell you a house. If you need me to sign the house for you, I'll do that for you. I'm about collecting the checks because Ana and I both know you can stop being on reality TV real quick. But being an attorney, being a real estate agent, where you get your bag from, that needs to continue because God forbid you get that phone call. You don't want to be out on these streets.
I agree. There are far too many people depending 100% on this very fickle, industry. And you're up today, down tomorrow. We never know. You were off our TVs for how long after 10 years? You were on for 10 years, right? 10 seasons.
I was on for 9 seasons, 10 years.
10 years.
And then we were off for almost 5.
Right. Okay. And you're coming back. It's kind of like a little bit of a rebrand, right?
Yeah.
And so how would you say this show is different from the original?
So the original was a tiny, tiny, tiny cast of 6 individuals. And this cast, there's 87 of us. Literally.
A village. A veritable village.
There's a bundle of us. They're dropping 2 episodes on premiere night because there's so many of us.
Which is tonight, Thursday.
Yes.
Right.
Thursday, January 8th, 9 p.m., double episode drop because literally there are 12 of us. And I think the first episode is literally just roll call.
Right. To get to know everybody. So I want our listeners to know that we will be covering the village Persian,
the Valley,
the Valley Persian Style. We will be covering it on Reality Court. Also, the publisher or his editor is sending me an advance copy of Memoirs of a Gay Shah. Sorry, Ace, I know those things make you jealous. And I am going to bring it to my book club. So I'm super, super excited about that. Super excited.
And Ace, just so you know, another thing I've been doing, I've been in the studio, the Audible studio, doing the audio version of the book.
How
And you
awful
guys,
is that?
I wrote this book a few years ago, and as great of a memory as I have, there's some very, very, very personal stuff in this book that I've never, ever, ever, ever talked about on Shahs of Sunset. Like, literally my entire gay dating life from
Wow.
when I came out until I married my husband is in there in great detail. And I'm reading it in the Audible studio, cringing at some,
Mortified.
horrified. I'm like, oh my God, why did I expose myself and make
I think
myself
it's great.
so vulnerable?
I honestly think it's fantastic that you did that.
I've heard that recording those audibles is brutal. Like, it's just like, no, go back, do that part again. And it's just,
well, it's not any different than doing any kind of show where they make you go back and redo things, or a commercial or whatever. But it sucks. But imagine anyone else's voice on that Audible. And I'm a big Audible person. There are things that I only like on Audible. You know, I'm reading a book now from a guy named Kennedy, and it's like something before I'm dead. It's just my perfect humor. It's so witty, not the kind that makes you like slap your knee funny, but just chuckle because it's such intelligent writing. And then a book that I read all the time is, God, what's that called? I'm going to forget because, you know,
I'm glad you bring your intelligent reading to this podcast, which is a very intelligent podcast. Obviously,
it is an intelligent podcast. Would I ever do anything not intelligent?
That's
Ace?
right. Reza, I just want you to know, like, this is probably like, you can sit down with Barbara Walters back in the day. You could sit down with Ace and Ana, and it's the exact same situation.
Exactly the same.
I'm feeling it because I watched 2020 like a mofo. So
Me too. And Dateline.
I'm already feeling I'm feeling.
You're feeling the vibe.
I'm feeling the vibe.
Well, listen, I'm going to just drop this again. Our listeners know, but I co-hosted The View 3 times. I revealed my engagement ring back then to Barbara Walters and the fact that I was engaged. But the last time I was on, Barbara Walters was already a little senile, very much like I am. So you're really getting the entire experience, like exactly the same. So there you go.
I appreciate it.
Reza, I want to go back in time a little bit to when you got the call that Shahs was canceled, and what goes through your head in that point? Like, are you terrified? Are you like, well, I'm glad that I have real estate to fall back on? Are you, like, I imagine it's bigger than any other kind of job loss because it is so big.
What a great question, Ace. Thank you for asking it. I am someone who, because of real estate and my nature, I don't count my escrow checks until they're in the bank. Check is cashed. I don't count on anything. And the irony is that I was ready for it to be over mentally every single season except when they canceled our show, because the production company was talking to me, and I'm assuming the rest of my cast, in a way that made me feel so secure that the show was actually coming back, to the point where I was spending tens of thousands of dollars on wardrobe options for my confessional looks. Like, I was ready. And we got a series of emails, and I looked and I saw that only myself, Golnasa, and MJ were on this Zoom. And I called Mike, and he's like, I have a Zoom, but it's by myself. And then everyone else on the cast also had a Zoom by themselves. And I started to get very nervous. We get on the Zoom, and literally they told us, Shahs is on pause. And look what happened with Miami. They were on pause for 8 years and the show came back.
That's right.
And literally and then he was like, and they want to do this 30-minute comedy with you, MJ, and Golnasa. And I was like, well, if the 30-minute comedy is a success, why would they ever bring Shahs back? It sounded like a lot of double talk. And then I put my head down and tears started running down my face. And the owner of the production company said, "Are you calling Mike? Are you texting with Mike?" I said, "No, I'm crying." And he was quick. We got off the Zoom and I went for a walk around the neighborhood and I was in a daze. And I was thinking to myself, this, like, I've been part of this Bravo universe for so long. If I'm not there anymore, do I matter? If I'm not a Shah anymore, who am I?
Right. Who are you? It's like you needed to figure out who Reza was without these cameras.
Totally. And for about 2 months, I was in a comatose, deep funk that nothing was bringing me any sense of joy. Nothing was happening. And literally, Ace, like someone set like a timer in a kitchen where like you got to take this shit off the stove before it burns. That timer went off in my head. I woke up. I was driving a $2,500 a month Porsche Carrera convertible. I I put that car up for sale. I sold that car. The house across the street from us became available to purchase. We bought that, moved into that, rented our own house out, and I started just making real estate moves. And I just literally shifted gears out of that. And I had a little funeral for it.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? That's dead. You're not, and you need to move on.
That's awesome. Is there any part of you that eventually found this as a blessing in disguise?
You know
like
what?
That it happened for you, like Jeff says.
You know what's crazy, Anna? I went and did Traders right when they canceled Shahs. They gave me Traders. And I thought I was going to make like reality TV the way I was making reality TV on Shahs. Little did I know these people that were there with me for season one, because there were normies on season one.
Mm-hmm.
Those normies were the wake up call of a lifetime, because those people were talking crazy like if they won this money, their great great grandchildren were going to be set for life. And here I am wearing $1,000 Louboutins, and people were like, there are people here that don't need this money. They should not be here. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going home. Like,
Right.
it's a wrap. And it woke me up. And I was like, you know what? If reality TV comes my way again or not, great. And just move on. And it was the same thing when I met my husband, Adam. Like, I was just like, you know what? I don't need a relationship. I'm great on my own. Like, I'm just going to go out in this universe and do my own thing. And then I was in London filming Worst Cooks in America. And Alex Baskin from 32 Flavors called me and was like, hey, do you want to do like kind of a retooled, rekindled, better where you're at in your life now version of Shahs? And I was like, if you're the shepherd that's leading me to the promised land, hell yes. Because I didn't want to do it with the old production company that made Shahs. I wanted to do it with Alex Baskin. And I literally felt like God answered my prayers, because it's very rare to come back to Bravo and be able to work with a different production company
and
than
with the best production company, because seriously, they're the best.
Yes,
without exception, to me.
Truly blessed to be able to do that. Yes,
Reza. So you have 10 years of this life on Bravo, and then it's like you get this like a 30-minute Zoom, and it's just like, all right.
20 minutes tops. And Ace, if you had told me during season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that the end would be as unceremonious, lackluster, that there would be no like gold Seiko, thank you for your service, that it would just be like, hey, it is what it is. And then from that day on, it was crickets, like silent. The silence was so deafening that I was so glad that I was hyper focused on everything else that I was doing in my life, because it made me not to compare myself to celebrities on like sitcoms, but I started thinking about all the like child stars that start doing drugs or have a problem adjusting because fame is not, TV is not in their life anymore. Like, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm glad you gave yourself that time to grieve, though, because I think that is important. And I think that's probably what helped you focus and then continue to move forward and make an actual plan for yourself. I think that's where a lot of reality stars kind of get fucked up is they don't give themselves that time, and then they don't come up with a really great plan of how to continue moving forward. Now, the end of Shahs was also coinciding with everything that was going on with Mike, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so have you spoken to Mike since then? Like, where are you guys at?
Yes, I do speak to Mike. Mike and I are in a good place. I not to digress, but I watched the Go-Go's documentary and I bawled, and it was heartbreaking because I loved their music, and to know that they hated each other or they had so much animosity was hard for me. So I always wanted to maintain a positive relationship with each of my Shah's castmates because it was such a big, important, special part of my life. So I always did my best to stay on good terms with at least Golnessa, MJ, and Mike. So I've been in touch and have stayed in touch with Mike. He's in a much, much, much better place. When he found out that we were coming back, he made some very like Mike appropriate comments, like, the new show isn't going to be good because it's not Shahs. And I'm thinking, is it not going to be good because it's not Shahs, or because you're not on it? Like, and I just let him have his moment. I didn't, get upset with it. Because honestly, if I were the Mike, I would move to Uganda. I would not be able to stay in America and have my whole cast move on to a new show that I never was offered. Like, it would be very hard for me.
Right.
Was it hard for you when all that was going on, like the show ending and stuff, to like, I feel like it'd be so easy to just be like, I blame Mike. This is Mike's fault. And I feel like with time, you can realize like, maybe this was Mike's fault, but he was in a dark time, and it's hard to kind of like, put all of this on him. But I feel like that's such a hard place to get to.
Honestly, I really never felt like it was Mike's fault, to be totally honest with you. My motto, my creed, my declaration on the inside of me is I am responsible and I am the captain of my ship. What happens in my own life, I'm responsible for it. So if something goes one way or the other, ultimately, like, the buck stops with me. I always look internally as opposed to trying to like look externally for reasons because honestly, production knew what was going on. They could have just gotten rid of Mike. So maybe he was a contributing factor, but it wasn't like I was thinking it's his fault and I'm angry with him and it helps me move on from this really tragic loss. All I kept thinking about was, is there any money to be had by opening some sort of like care facility for fired reality stars, like where I can do like group therapy, like group. Because there's so many reality shows and it's really hard. And
let me ask you, that kind of accountability of, this is my ship, I'm navigating it, and I'm responsible is rare on reality TV. Do we see that side of you on this show? Because it would be very refreshing.
I hope you do, but if you don't, and you ever ask me in an interview, or if I'm on Watch What Happens Live and I do some low down ratatouille stuff, if you ever say to me like, ooh, that was really gross, what were you thinking? I'm always the first person to say, you know what? Clearly in that moment, I wasn't thinking. I was caught up in my emotions, my ego, my feelings. Would I do it the same way now? No. Can I take it back? No. but do I take accountability for it? Absolutely.
Right.
And hopefully I learn from it, I grow from it, and I don't do it again.
What are the things from your times on Shah, like the big ones that stand out to you as like, I wish I had done this differently?
Obviously, my falling out with MJ.
Yeah.
I wish that had never happened, because she and I have been so close our whole lives. And the fact that we were able to maintain a friendship and work on a reality show with a tiny cast, and Ana knows this. It's very hard to stay friends with people when you're on a cast and producers are in your ear. They're scaring you.
And making shit up.
They're feeding you information. Not, some of it is
inaccurate,
not true, or it's all an altered version of the reality. It's really hard. But
it's hard, yeah.
Definitely my relationship with MJ, I wish I had handled our falling out much differently, and I have a lot of regret around it, but I have a lot of gratitude for where we're at today and that we were able to move on from it.
What did making up with MJ look like? Like, how did that process start? Because it
was beautiful because it was slow as fuck and it was off camera. So there was no incentive for it to, one of the things I'm grateful for is that I met my husband before reality TV or TV was ever in my life, because I never feared that he wanted to be with me because he thought I was on TV or whatever.
Yes.
And
that's important.
My mending offenses with MJ happened off camera. No one could say, oh, you did this because X, Y, and Z. No, we didn't. We were working on our friendship off camera very, very, very slowly, very deliberately, and taking little baby steps to get to a better place.
Were you nervous? Oh, sorry.
Let me say something. I don't know MJ. I've never actually met MJ, but I've listened to her podcast and I see how she's handling her divorce. And I find her to be so, I don't know, grounded and not needing to fight back immediately with some of the things that Tommy's doing and looking for the best interest of, it's Sam or Sam. Was she always like that? Did that make it easier? Because I feel like she's very also in touch with what's right, what feels right. It seems that way.
Yeah,
that she's very grounded.
Her dad was a beautiful soul and very, very chill. He wouldn't overreact. He didn't let things, get to him. And her mom is not like that, and her mom and her dad were able to maintain a divorced, amicable relationship for her that was insane. Two hot-headed Middle Easterners that got divorced when she was 3 years old, celebrated all the holidays together, traveled together, and it was nuts. So she had this beautiful example.
So she's trying to follow suit. Yeah.
Yes. To make sure that her son gets to experience both parents and not go without because they don't get along.
Do you feel like Tommy
is through a lot?
Yes, for sure.
Do you feel like Tommy is meeting her on what she's trying to do?
I really can't speak to what he's doing because I try and maintain the respect to, kind of just stay focused on her and what she's doing, and I don't ask, and I kind of don't want to know, and that's her business. And I feel like I learned my lesson as far as getting in the middle of their marriage, so I just stay out of it completely.
Reza, how old were you when your family came here and you moved to Beverly Hills?
I was 3.5 years old.
Okay.
We came on a vacation with my mom's younger sister who was moving to the U.S. And for those of you that don't know, I'm from Iran and it's very hot. If you've ever been to Dubai during the summer, it's unbearable during the summer. So the summer months in Iran are unbearably hot. So we came here with them, get them settled in their place in LA, and we were going to stay for a few months, escape the summer heat of Iran, and then go back. And then there started to be a rumble. The rumble turned into a roar, and the roar turned into a full-blown revolution, and we never went back.
Do you think that I know a lot of people who are Persian? So my daughter's sister-in-law is Persian. I have a niece that's getting married into this family that I told you about, which I really need to ask you some questions about that, because what a cool family and what interesting, just traditions that they have, like giving the bride, every female member of the family gives the bride jewelry on this special Shabbat day, and in a like in a silver platter. And I'm not talking like a little ring. I'm talking about tennis necklaces.
Yes.
Insane.
Girl,
Insane.
Wait till you read my book. You're going to lose your mind on some of the stuff you read.
So I wanted to ask you, because my fiance Ken always goes, why do they call it Persian when there's no Persia? Do they not want to say Iranian?
So I don't ever want to say Iranian because
Okay.
I'm Iranian, so I hate
Iranian.
Iranian. I hate people are like, are you from Iran? I'm like, no, bitch. We flew first class. We did not run. We came first class. I did not run.
You know what? I will never forget now.
It's Iran. I don't know why they could say
Iran.
Yeah, people could say Iraq, but they say Iran. So here's the thing with Iran. First of all, that whole area used to be called Persia, and things from that place are Persian. So the language is Persian, the carpets are Persian, the cats are Persian, the things that are from Iran are Persian. So
the rugs are Persian.
Yes, the rugs are Persian, the people are Persian, the tea is Persian, the saffron is Persian, all the stuff that comes from there Persian.
Is Persian. I've never had the balls to ask somebody that question, because I find it rude, but I know you well enough that I knew that you would
100%
answer me and let me have it at the same time, which I love. But I also like to kind of excuse myself by saying that English is my second language.
I love it.
That's why I don't know how to say
it's mine
I
too.
always pull that when I say something wrong.
It's mine too. And like restaurants, they're not Iranian restaurants, they're Persian restaurants. So but also I just like Persian better than
everybody does,
Iranian, because Iranian reminds me of the Islamic Republic, and I'm not a part of. I want Iran to be free of exactly
and the Iran, all of the things when I was younger, the Iran, the conflicts, all the negative things, the negativity attached to it. And I assumed it was that, but I was just, really
Persian sounds sexy.
Persian is so sexy.
Did you guys see the movie Argo with Ben Affleck by any chance?
No.
Okay,
No.
So the movie Argo with Ben Affleck is about the hostage crisis in Iran.
Right.
And so literally, I'm like a 3.5-year-old kid in America about to go to kindergarten, and the hostage crisis is happening. And so everyone is side-eyeing my parents like, are those your people invading our embassy in Iran? So like...
And you're like, no, we're Persian.
Yes, girl. I'm like the cat and the food, bitch.
Right.
Not like the people at the embassy.
And the carpet.
Yes.
Do you feel like it was hard coming here and being around all of the white people in Beverly Hills, and like, do you feel like you fit in right away, or do you feel like you had good community here? I mean, that's a hard time to come.
It is a very hard time to come. But the irony is Beverly Hills to this day is more than 50% Persian.
So you felt fine.
Yeah. So this is in my book. Like, I did not have a non-Persian human being in my orbit until I went to college.
Wow. Oh, shit.
College. Not
That's cool.
High school, not elementary school. We didn't fucks with anyone unless they were Persian. Our doctors were Persian, the grocer, the the salesperson at Beverly Hills Mercedes was Persian. You name it. Our neighbor on one side was Persian. Every single person in my orbit was Persian until college.
That's cool.
So what is like, I know that every nationality heritage has their feeling about being the best at something, right?
Yeah.
What is it that Persians are proud of? What characteristics? I don't know. Are they very industrious? Are they very
everything?
Yeah.
Everything. No, I know it's everything, but just wondering.
So like when DEA was being spoken about, and there are a lot of political pundits and people who were talking about why we should have it, why we shouldn't have it. If you do any research on minority groups and the success they've had in the United States, Persians, Iranians are in the top 5 or top 10 on every level. People with nothing. My dad fled a country. We came on a vacation. This man raised me in Beverly Hills with 1/10 of the access to his fortune that he had before he left his country. So, pick this man up with no language skills, drop him off in a new land where he knows nothing, and he killed the game, and we lived the absolute best life imaginable.
Wow.
And I have so much gratitude for him, and I'm so proud of all of the Iranians that have come to this country, adopted it as their new home, assimilated, and killed the effing game here.
Yeah, to me, that's important. The fact that they appreciated that they had this place to find refuge, because obviously I am the daughter of Cuban immigrants who came in 1959, also no language, no job, no money. And I've never heard from my parents, oh, everything was better in Cuba. On the contrary, my brother and I both became lawyers here. We went to college. They tried to give us everything they could and are so grateful for this country. And I like that. I think that's I'm excited about the book, and I don't want you to give too much away now because we'll have an opportunity to talk about it more when it comes out in April, but we will get a real peek into what that was like and where your father made his fortune. And
yes.
I'm so curious about that. Okay.
It's literally, I spell it out for you. And reading it in the Audible studio, I was crying because I lost my dad in 2023. And I have such a newfound respect for this man because I think to myself, if you picked me up and dropped me off in China, which is the same for him. My dad was Iranian, didn't speak a lick of English, and he got dropped off here and he took off, as opposed to complaining, whining, trying to make this country Iran, or accessing every service, or trying to take from the land as opposed to giving back to it, which he did.
That's amazing.
I think that's something I could never do. I'm not a hard worker.
Yeah, he's not. Well, he is for some things, but his work looks too much like entertainment,
That's
and
right.
he enjoys it, and he's managed to make a living doing it. So,
Reza, did you came out in like your early 20s, right?
Yes. Was
that hard for you to come out
to your father?
To everyone, but yeah.
I did it slowly. Obviously I came out to my friends, and then slowly I came out to everyone, but there was just something in me. It was not an option, because I remember a day thinking to myself, okay, like, you're either going to have to live this fake life, marry some poor woman, make her miserable, have kids, and have a miserable existence where you're not yourself. Or you just
have appearances.
Yes. Because it was horrendous. Like, I'll never, ever forget the gay jokes that were really disgusting in and around family gatherings, and, the homophobia, which was blatant, all over the place in my community. And And there just was something in me that was like, there's no chance, regardless, even if everyone turns their back on me. And here's the other thing. Most people don't know this, but when I was ready to fully come out, and I was coming out to more and more people, the people that I was closest to in my life, and I had gay friends, some of whom are no longer here with us because they took their own life way back in the day. But I had friends whose families turned their freaking backs on them, threw them out, disowned them. So me, being the Leo that I am, I wrote fuck you letters to everyone. And in these fuck you letters, I spelled out all the rat-tattooey shit they'd done in their lives. Cheated on their wives, stolen money, committed fraud, insurance fraud, tax, anything they had done that I remembered was in these letters, just in case they turned their back on me or said some crazy shit to me. I was going to be like, here.
You could say, who's ashamed now?
Yeah, like, you should be ashamed of your punk ass self. Here you go. And you guys, I never, ever, not once, never had to give one of those letters to anyone.
Wow. Okay.
That's good.
That says a lot.
Yes.
That's a testament to your family and the bond and, just acceptance and everything else. It probably has a lot to do with the fact of everything you guys went through coming here, and just like one for all for one, you had to stick together, and the Persian community sticking together. So I love that story.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, I've heard a little bit, I know that there was a party, like a premiere party where people had to pay. Did you ever end up paying?
I did. I paid $200. Okay. Yes.
Okay. And how was that? Did it turn out okay?
It was dreadful. Like, I was really irritated.
Yeah. And did Gigi ever pay?
She hosted it. It was at her.
Oh, she hosted it.
It was at her ex-husband, current business partner's home.
Okay.
And he's kind of like, he's kind of thirsty and
cheap.
He's thirsty, and he tells people that he's on this show. And the funny thing was, there was a small cake there, and it had the cast photo on it. And his 10-year-old daughter was there, and she comes out and sees the cake, and she goes, "Daddy, how come you're not on the cake?" And I'm thinking to myself, little girl,
why would you be on?
Your daddy's not on.
Because he's not on the show.
No. So it was weird that we were at this very rich person's house, and we all had to pay to go there, and it just it felt weird and awkward.
Yeah, weird. And has that caused a fall? I haven't, honestly. I know I read something about you and Gigi. Is everything okay, or did you guys had a little bit of a falling out as a result of that party?
So I texted Kian today, and Golnessa was on Watch What Happens Live today. I was on the day before, and I was very candid about how I felt. Adam's vegan. There were no vegan options there for him to eat. There were bottles of Blue Label and 1942, and I'm assuming those were going to stay at the rich guy's house, and we paid for that. I don't know. It just... Yeah. It left a bad taste in my mouth. They requested that we sing his little girl happy birthday. I don't know.
So it was a pseudo birthday party for the kid too? Were there tip jars at the bar? I mean,
it was awkward.
Very.
Oh, that's terrible.
Wow. That is terrible.
Since the Valley Persian Style is coming out this week, I want to kind of get
today. 2 episodes, guys. And I love when 2 episodes drop, because I feel like they leave me wanting more. 1 episode is never enough. And I think it's so smart when they do 2. So I am so excited.
I always feel like a first episode of a show, it's too much background. So you need that second episode, because you need to be able to then get into the storyline. You got to meet everybody, and then you got to go into the storyline.
And I watched both. I watched the second episode last night. We saw the first episode at that party, the $100 party. And then I watched the second episode last night. It's so good. You
it's
guys,
good. You're feeling good.
I'm not just feeling good, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on this show, but I was beaming. It is so good.
That's exciting.
It's really good.
I really feel like this is a time where we need a little bit of something fun and different on TV, because everything seems like six of one, half a dozen of the other. For example, this show that premiered on Netflix, the members only Palm Beach.
Oh, God.
Everybody's hate watching it because there's nothing to watch and you kind of can't look away. So I think this is coming at a really good time to kind of, we're all a little bit of voyeurs, but to see, customs, traditions, relationships, people that, are kind of in a way new to us and is just so much the fabric of this country in a very real way. So I'm so excited, and I think people are really going to love the show.
Thank you.
I know that you're limited on things that you can tell us. However, I want to kind of go through the cast and see what you can tell us about where these people are this season. So I think let's start with you and Adam. Where are you guys at this season? It's been so long since we last had you on your own reality show. Like, what has changed with your life?
So I'm very, very, very blessed, because if I was married to me, one of us would be in jail, the other one would be dead. Yeah. Guaranteed. I would not be able to put up with myself. No chance, no how. He is this delicious, I talk about it in great detail in the book, but he's this delicious energy that's very grounding. It feels like a delicious bowl of your favorite chili or soup.
It feels like home.
It feels like home. I'm so effing lucky. I'm so effing lucky. And you watch us transition from the popping bottles, bling, 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 into something that I never imagined possible.
Domesticity.
Yeah, but as a gay man, when I was young and in the clubs of West Hollywood in my 20s, my biggest fear in life was that I would be this current age that I'm at now, wearing Daisy Dukes with construction boot, fringy denim, fringy acid wash denim shorts with beige construction boots and a wife beater with a feather boa, a Rolls Royce Corniche, and a big cigarette holder, driving around West Hollywood with the top down with young boys in the car talking about my heyday and being single and washed up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So now I'm married and washed up.
You know what? In the world we're living in, the comfort of having somebody that gets you, that loves you in spite of you, and that they'll, that they would take a bullet for you. They'd give you their kidney. I have that too. And wow, and Ace has it as well because she's a saint. What a great thing it is. How grateful we should all be for that.
Totally. So you get to see that. That's Good. What you're going to get to see. And I'm really excited to share it because Adam doesn't get enough,
credit.
He doesn't, and he should.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Now, with the timing of everything, Mercedes and Tommy,
yes.
Did them actually filing for divorce happen while cameras were up?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I'm not.
But it feels like it was a long time coming.
Right.
So I think, probably we would see the undercurrent or the frustration. Can you tell us if he was on the show, if he appeared at all?
Yeah, you're going to see him on the show for sure. But to people in the inner circle like me or Jeff or other people that were in the inner circle, if you ask me if I'm surprised or shocked, I would say,
yeah.
I wasn't shocked. Am I saddened? am I saddened? Absolutely. Do I wish that she was in a relationship or in a situation where she was loved and fulfilled and getting everything she wanted with her current husband? Absolutely. I wish that it had worked out in the fairy tale sense of a marriage for her. But teaching her son that if you're not in a relationship that,
It's
like,
happy.
yes, my parents got divorced and I witnessed a lot of shit that I wish I hadn't witnessed as a kid. So I'm glad that he won't have to witness that
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're working on a way of co-parenting that's going to be most beneficial.
It just
I
seemed
know
like
that
the two of
you and
them
I
had.
we're very into asking you questions.
Like,
We usually, this doesn't happen, but we both have so many
lots
questions.
of questions for you.
I love it.
I was just gonna say, I feel like with Mercedes and Tommy, they're it wasn't right. It wasn't the right
seemed very different.
fit.
Yeah.
And it just seems like they're two very different people with two very different trajectories in life. And it's not about, one person being horrible or the other. It's just like it wasn't gonna work. Do you agree with that?
Honestly, I don't. She did an amazing one thing. I have to give it to her, Ace.
Yeah.
She wanted us and the world to love her husband.
She protected him.
And
this is
she
what I'm saying. There's a
protected
lot
him.
of things I admire about her and the way she did it, and it was all for her son, because you don't talk bad about your children's son. You want your son to look up to his father.
Yes.
And I've seen her do that in a very systematic way without saying, "Oh, woe is me," or whatever. She seems very strong, and I think it's a good example.
100%.
Yeah.
She protected him for the best interest of their family, their son, and she did a great job. And I don't know. I can't put my finger on one thing.
Right.
I just now see the totality of it. It was almost like lots of coins that filled up a piggy bank in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was just one thing, in my humble opinion. I think it was a lot of things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Gigi. Where is she this season? Where is she at in life for the Valley?
I mean, she's an amazing mom, and it's a wonderful journey that I've been a part of, because she's been in my life for so long, where, she went from this knife-wielding hothead to this amazing mom. And you're going to see a single woman who chose to have a child her own way,
Yeah.
and how that has played out. And
I do see Gigi as dancing to the beat of her own drum, and I like that about her as well. Yeah, she's very much that.
Gigi has shown the most growth from a lot of people, I feel like, in the reality TV world.
Absolutely, because her behavior was, we're not talking about someone that was like just normal and then had a little growth. She was firing on all cylinders. She was a hothead. She used to drink a lot. She was all over the place, and
So will that be palpable this season? The change in her?
I think you're gonna get a variety of flavors,
okay,
and you're gonna love that. It's gonna be, there's a lot going on. You're gonna get an array of Gigi.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And it's funny because hearing her on Jeff, talk about, the people were asking her, why were you going through a different exit and not, at BravoCon meeting the guests, and to hear that she's really kind of uncomfortable with the attention and in a way shy is interesting, because
I might throw it. She does easily get irritated too.
Yes,
so
I saw. Yes.
I'm the person who will be like, we'll have a photo lineup, the three of us, and there'll be like 100 people waiting in line to take a photo. And like, after a very short amount of time, she'll get to her saturation level. And me, I'm always like, I think to myself, if I was the second to last person in that line and I had waited all this time to take a photo with these mother F's, I would want at least one to two of them to stay to take the photo with me. So I'm the one in the group because we can't all dip. We can't all do what she does. So I always think to myself, I want people here to leave with a good taste in their mouth and think like we cared, because I do. And I
feel like
stay.
you have, yeah, I feel like you kind of single-handedly almost carry the responsibility of, making Shahs a success. I think you lift more than your share of the weight. And I see that in other aspects of your life. And I know it rubs people the wrong way. I personally appreciate it because I'm that kind of person. I just don't say, okay, I've done my part, that whole Peter principle, just enough to get the paycheck. I think you go above and beyond. It's also very obvious in why you've grown so much in Jeff's community. Okay, there are a handful of people on, and Ace and I are big Jeff fans. We listen, yeah, obviously I'm on it sometimes. And he has come to rely on you because you are reliable. And you're fun, you're all the things, but you're also reliable. So if he tells you, I need you this day, or I need this, or I need you at Chump Miss, or I need your whatever. I was with you at ChumpCon. You were definitely a favorite there. You went above and beyond. Do you think that has to do with your upbringing, or just the fact going back to you're grateful? And so if you are grateful, you are going to take the picture. If you are grateful, you are going to give the fans what they want.
That's also an amazing question. I think it's nature and nurture, Anna, because when I'm at the gym, if I'm on a treadmill and I'm not feeling it that day, and I don't even know, I'm in my head, I'm thinking about work and life and emails that didn't go out, and someone gets on next to me and they crank it up, and my internal dialogue is like, you lazy mofo.
Motherfucker.
You see what's happening next to you?
You're like, wait.
Crank it up. This whole convo is happening internally. And so I'm not someone who feels good letting other people down. If you tell me to be somewhere at 5, I'm there at 4:50 to look for parking, make sure that I'm parked and inside at 4:58. So when 5 comes around and you need me, I'm available from the minute you need me. I'm a real estate agent. If we say 1 p.m. and we're doing a showing, to me, 1 p.m. means 1 p.m. Like I'm there, I'm available. And it's in my nature. Like that's just part of who I am. Yeah. So it's all of the above. It's the gratitude. I want people to be able to count on me, because if I want people to come through for me, so I come through for them. So if God forbid, I also don't like to rely on people. Like if I'm not comfortable with people going above and beyond for me, I like giving gifts more than I like receiving gifts. Like
same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. Because I see, there are some people around Jeff that he loves in spite of themselves, of that, of their own thing. Joey, for example, I don't know what's going on there. And it's just like, he gives people a lot of chances, but there are certain people that have become like the backbone of that show that, are reliable and always, like the first day you were on with me. And I have to say that I do appreciate the fact that you have judged me for your interactions with me directly. And I have no problems that you're really good friends with some people that I've had a falling out with, because it doesn't matter. It's all a different relationship. And I remember that day when I was on the show with you, I thought, oh my God, is this going to be weird? And it wasn't. You're such a professional. You made me feel comfortable. You made me feel like we had known each other forever. So that's,
I feel like we're Bravo family. Like, because internally, I don't work with you. So I want to be able to be cool with everyone on your cast or former. Like,
of course,
I want to be cool. And the same way with me on my cast, like, I don't expect, if I've had a problem with someone on my cast, I don't want them to be alienated from having a good relationship with other Bravo people. Like, if I'm cool with someone from Bravo, they should be able to be cool with anyone on my show, whether I'm cool with them or not.
Right.
And
right.
I love everyone on your cast. Like,
Yeah,
I want to be able to be cool with everyone.
As it should be.
And those things are between you guys. Like, I have relatives that I'm cool with, and some of my other relatives have an issue with them because of their own personal stuff. I don't want to not be cool with you because you and someone else have something going on. Why can't I be cool with you because me and you are cool?
But it makes people respect you more because of that. Even, I'm sure the people on my former cast that or whatever, they're fine with it, you know, and I, of course, am completely fine with it. And I just think that's a very mature, it's like, I remember when I was in law school, there were certain people that understood what I call the matrix of law, right? It's all related. And so when you're able to see all that in your head, going to law school, taking the bar becomes very easy. And I think that you have mastered the matrix of Bravo and the reality TV and where your place is in there and what you can do to support your own character, your cast, the network. And I think that you're an asset. And I love that about you. And if we had more people like that, we would even, it would even have more success. Not that it doesn't have enough already. But, there's a little bit of negativity that has come lately to some of the housewives shows, and people have felt, and I think that when you get to know the person, then you can rationalize, oh, there's editing and there's this, but I know the essence of who Reza is. And I watch the show through that lens, knowing what I know about you, what and our listeners will watch through the lens of what you've shared here today. And I really I'm grateful for that.
Thank you. And one thing I want to say is I come from a place like I can be a chomp, I can be a Bravo personality, and in my brain and in my head, I have my own lane. You're not in my lane. Jeff's not in my lane. No one. My lane is for me.
It's for Reza.
You're not going to take something away from me. You can only contribute to me, and I hopefully can only contribute to you. I never look at it as like someone is taking something away from me, and I approach it that way. But some people, some chumps, some people at Bravo, they always think that we're competing with one another. And in my head, I don't ever feel that way. I feel like I'm my own unicorn that is funky and funny and so quirky and
it's
so
true
weird that no one is like, oh, Reza and that person,
they're taking from me. I agree. You're in your own lane, and it's not a carpool lane, it's just you.
Totally.
and I like that.
I feel like that's for everyone else. Like, they have their own lane. I'm not trying to take what you have. I want you to flourish and thrive, and you flourishing and thriving, it inspires me. Like, I go and work harder. I don't think, oh, woe is me, look at what you got, I want that and I want to take it from you. I'm like, let me go out and hustle and make some sales and get a show and kick some ass and get mine.
That reminds me of Ace, because he's never woe is me.
Shut the fuck up. Reza, listen, before we go, I just want to get through, because we've got some new faces coming to the show.
And sorry,
I'm very upset to know that we've got another Reza, because there's only one Reza in my eyes. And what can you tell us about this new Reza?
So I call him RJ because for me, there's only one Reza in the world, and that's
I like that, RJ.
So I call him RJ. And here's what I say to. So I'm an August Leo, and I always joke with July Leo when I say to someone, I'm a Leo, and they're like, oh my God, I'm a Leo too. And I'm like, you are? They're like, yeah. I go, when's your birthday?
Me? I'm a Scorpio, but I'm a November Scorpio. And there's a big difference between October and November Scorpios.
Okay.
Leo is my most favorite sign, because all the important people in my life, like my Ken, my father, who was my obsession, my granddaughter, my best friend, everyone is a Leo. And I get and respect Leos in a very big way.
I love Scorpios, and I joke with other Leos, and I mean this in a sweet way, not a negative way. I promise you. I love being a Leo. it's the one group that I feel like you can't take it away from me. Like I'm in this group and I'm a member and you can't take it away from me. When someone tells me they're a July Leo, I'm like, oh, you're like,
sorry.
You're like on the clearance rack of Leos.
Yeah. So, yes, exactly.
So when you ask me to tell you about the new Reza, so like I'm the Reza, like the new merchandise in the front of the store. He's a sweet Reza, but he's like a clearance rack Reza.
Oh, wow.
In like a funny, joking way. He's a great dude. We're nothing alike. He's so funny. He's really entertaining. And I'm very grateful that he's on the show because he brings this F-boy element that is so
necessary too.
Yeah,
he looks
you don't want everybody the same.
Yes.
You know, it's great. Not nearly as good looking as you, but like he looks like he's decent looking enough.
He's very handsome, and he has moleskin on his dingaling because it has there's so much wear and tear on that thing. Like it's about that thing. It's got little stitches and staples, and like it might fall off.
Oh my God. All right. So we're also meeting this season Amir and Natasha. Yes. What can you tell us about these two?
I effing love these two so much. I love spending time with them. They're so amazing. They are my absolute favorite couple on the show above me and Adam. If you said who's your favorite couple on the show and you can include yourself and Adam, I would say Natasha and Amir.
Wow. Okay.
I love them. They're such good people.
She's gorgeous.
She is stunning. Wow.
She's stunning. And she is as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside.
Nice. Okay. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sky and Bomb Shad? I said it wrong.
Yeah, you said it wrong.
Bomb Squad?
No, I said Bomb Shad.
Yeah.
We will be calling him Bomb Squad from now on.
Yeah. Bomb Squad and his wife.
You love them so much.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with them? Is
she the one who's in the trailer saying that she hates the Valley?
Yes. She's that one.
Gotcha. That makes me excited, though, how much.
Oh, my God.
How excited you are about them.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then we've got Greg and Tannen?
Yeah. You can call her Tannen. She's also... her and Natasha are breathtakingly beautiful. Like when you, this is not a great picture of Tannen because she's so gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's an accomplished COO. She's such an amazing hostess. I love this couple. He's really funny. He has a very crazy sense of humor. I don't necessarily think it translates to everyone right off the bat, because if you don't know him and you hear some of the things that he says, you're like,
what the hell? Yeah.
I relate to that.
They're an amazing couple. I really love them. They're wonderful, and they really show a lot of what's going on, and they bring a big amount to the show, and you're gonna see it right off the bat that these two are being very real about what is happening, and I'm very grateful to them for being that open from the gate, from people that have never been on TV to be on
season
camera,
one person
and
usually
to show
is
you what they're showing you. I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah.
When I think about people who, just bursted onto the scene of reality TV their first season, I always think of...
Whether in the courtroom or in the kitchen, I bring the heat.
Hate you!
I have to use it every single episode. It brings me so much joy.
It's like, what the hell?
As you should. Do you want to know what I thought? I was like, how is she living in Miami and the house is not Spanish or Mediterranean? That's the first thing I thought.
Oh, because it's an American colonial, like in the Gables,
which
the
I
guy
love.
who developed the Gables. Yeah, it was his historic home.
It's beautiful.
And I love that house. Yeah. Now I'm not living in Miami. I'm living in Charlotte, and so I love
That's
it
why
here.
she's got a sweater on. You can tell.
Oh yeah, and it's freezing here. It's like 30 degrees, but I love it.
Gross.
It's really nice. Top.
Listen, Reza, so we can pre-order your book right now. When does it get actually released?
April 7th.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm
We're going to have
excited.
you back after that because I'm going to read it and I'd like to kind of talk about it because I think it's going to be so interesting. I'm so curious about the Persian culture, community, and you and more about you because I think that who you are today, this person we see in front of us, which is so faceted, I think, I want to see where all that comes from, the trials and tribulations that got you to where you are now. I'm always, really interested in seeing that. So we definitely want to see that. I love that Ace took the time to show us all the cast and that you gave us a little bit on each because it really prepares our listeners to what they're going to see tonight. And, we're definitely going to not tear it apart, but let's say dissect everything.
Dissect is a good way to put it.
I'm happy to come back for any episode.
For sure, we would love it.
You guys want me to come back for? I so appreciate your time. I had so much fun. Thank you guys for letting me do this.
Of course.
Reza, before you go, I would be very upset with myself if I did not ask you about one more relationship in your life because it's one that I loved getting to watch because it's just so good. So I would love to know, where are things right now with you and Jill Zarin?
I love the photo. So Jill and I did a show together called
The Goat
on Amazon, and I got to experience that version of Jill that a lot of people had warned me about that I didn't see in real life, being friends with her. Because she and I got off to a very rocky start. When Shahs started, she was off her show already. And I was at a gay bar and I was dancing with some guy and I may have licked his armpit. And she went on a diatribe on social media, and she was saying how Bravo's gone to hell and I'm disgusting and stuff like that. And I ended up at a dinner party with her and she apologized to me and I let it go. I forgave her and moved on. And as soon as...
She is who she is. And she can't help it.
Yeah. I let it go, and she showed her true colors again. And with me, it's like, I'll forgive you once, but after the second time, I was like, listen, I'm good. We can like be acquaintances, but like, you're definitely not my cup of tea and you're not my friend. I will say, when the show announcement happened, she hit me up to say congratulations, and I said thank you, and that was it.
Congratulations, and is there any way I can make an appearance? Because you know that's what it is.
Do you want to put a Jill Zarin rug in there? I'd love to give you a discount code for Jill Zarin rug.
Let's do Gary.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Well,
I spent New Year's Eve with her at my friend Rachel's wedding in Palm Beach just a few days ago, and I don't like her energy. I just don't, and I don't care. Like, I don't care. We've not done anything to each other. She gives me shit face, which is fine, but not interested.
I feel like I need to check my wallet and my bag, and like I feel dirty.
She's always pulling
and robbed. Like, I don't know. I feel like I have to go like, wait, is my chain still here? Is my wallet in my pocket? Like, I feel like she takes something away from me. Like, when I leave, I feel like either energetically or like I feel like taken from, and I don't like that feeling.
No. Yeah. I mean, I hardly know her, but she gives me a bad kind of vibe and just not interested. for whatever reason.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, listen, guys, go and order your copy of Memoirs of a Gay Shah. Watch the Valley Persian Style tonight.
Worst Cooks in America.
Worst Cooks in America.
HBO, right?
You can find Reza on OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/Reza. Is everywhere.
Omnipresent.
He already said he's got a huge dick. So listen, he's going to make money where he can. He said it on the show. He told
you did?
us.
Okay,
he
good.
Told us.
I know you really do look like you're hung like a horse, but we don't need to talk about it.
I'm not going to disagree.
Okay, people have, and you're not cocky, but you're confident, and that I always say people who are cocky are cocky. There's a reason for it, and I think that confidence comes from a giant penis.
That's why I'm wild.
You heard it here,
to some extent.
Reza, thank you so much for coming. We're excited to watch the Valley Persian Style tonight. We love you. We're grateful that you're back on our TVs on Bravo. And we are excited to see how this season goes. We're going to have you back. So don't try and hide from us. Don't try and block us or anything. So
I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. It was such a pleasure. Love you both. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Ace. Bye, you guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching Reality Court. Go and leave us a 5-star review. Don't say anything negative about us. We can't handle that. We're not excited for that. And just in the comments, say that we're hot and sexy, and that's all we're looking for.
That's it.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week.